Says nuclear war could break out at any moment, warning that the whole of the continental United States is now within range. Reports from Russia say that US and North Korean diplomats may hold informal talks later this week. Interfax, that's the Russian news agency, saying that the two sides are in Moscow for a non-proliferation conference and may meet on the sidelines. Well, let's get Bruce Bennett's views. He is a senior defense analyst at the RAND Corporation and an expert in Northeast Asia military issues. This war of words won't seemingly end, will it, at the moment, Bruce? What is it going to do to put this on ice?
Well, I think the problem is North Korea is used to using very extreme words, to deterring by bluff and by bluster, and now they're being shocked that the Americans are using a similar approach. Under much condemnation for the U.S. and none that I hear much for Kim Jong-un, I think this is an effort for the two sides to start posturing against each other towards better putting themselves in a position to get what they want.
What would unlock the stalemate is what I'm trying to get at here as well. Is some sort of conflict almost inevitable currently?
Oh, no, I don't think conflict is inevitable. I think, in fact, it would be highly unusual. North Korea threatens things that are very extreme. They've said that one South Korean artillery shell into North Korea would cause them to destroy Seoul. But they know if they do that, that the Kim family regime won't survive the subsequent war. So they're not going to do that. They just bluff. They're extreme because they think that enough people will worry about what they're saying that will deter U.S. and South Korean action. So I think they're still trying to deter us, trying to get President Trump to back down and to act more calmly, and haven't decided yet that it's time for them to back down a little bit if they really want to simmer the whole issue down.
Bruce, is it bluster on both sides? After all, we had Donald Trump saying that only one thing will work, and everybody took that one thing as being the obvious.
Well, I think that it's no one thing that is actually going to work. You need a multidimensional approach to North Korea. You've got to have your economic sanctions, you've got to be doing military actions, not attacks, but actions, and you've got to be doing information operations, the area where Kim is most sensitive, but which we tend not to do. We ought to be trying to do to give us more leverage against him.
Well, what sort of leverage can be brought to bear? China seems to have the cards there. They've done a bit. Do they do more? And let me just throw one other thing. I don't like to ask two questions in one, which is this is party congress starting off. If there is a missile test during it, that could also provoke the ire of Xi Jinping and the Communist Party.
Oh, the Chinese have been furious at North Korea this year. I think we see lots of evidences of that, from the coal import cutoff to threatening to target North Korean nuclear facilities in April, to calling North Korea a traitor to their alliance in May. I mean, this has been a very rough time, and the Chinese are pretty exasperated with North Korea. So this is a time when North Korea could strike back by doing something about the Party Congress, and I think China is prepared to slap North Korea even stronger, but not to cause true instability, and so they're on that very fine edge. I think China could take more action. I think, though, that we also need to be taking more action. Kim Jong-un is very sensitive to information getting into North Korea, and we ought to be trying to get more information in about what the real world is like, about how dangerous warfare is to his people and not just to us.